What is up guys, and welcome back to another tutorial on Windows Server 2019. So in the first video, we used the software Rufus to prepare our memory stick, and in the second video, we installed our system. And now I'm going to show you the initial configuration that I prefer to do before I start using my server. So let's go right ahead. First things first, let's log into our server. So for me, I'm using a virtual machine, so I'm going to log in using the Ctrl-Alt-Delete command. Then from there onwards, enter my password. Wait for the system to load up. So in my previous video, I said that you will always see the server manager pop up every time you open up Windows Server. If you want to stop this little box from popping up, just this one here, just click on don't show this message again. But the server manager will still continue to load up every time you restart your server or every time you log into your server. So before we begin to configure our server, we need to understand what the server manager is. According to Microsoft, the server manager is a management console in Windows Server that helps IT professionals provision and manage both local and remote Windows-based servers from their desktops, without requiring either physical access to the servers or the need to enable remote desktop protocol connection to each server. So in a nutshell, the server manager is a tool used by technicians for either maintenance or installing features or removing features to the server. So guys, let's jump into the dashboard. On your dashboard, you will see the configure this local server quick start, and then you'll also see the add roles and features. You will see add other servers to manage, create a server group, and connect this server to the cloud. Below that, you will see roles and server groups to help you manage your server. This is where all your roles and all your servers will show up once you install them. So for the features, all the major features that are interacting with the server will pop up here, like your DHCP, your DNS, and Active Directory will be shown in this page or on this dashboard. So for now, the only feature that is available for us to interact with that is already installed by default by Microsoft is the file and storage services. We use this service to share folders, softwares, and other files so that we can minimize the need for downloading or re-downloading these softwares or files regularly on other computers. It's a great way to manage commonly used applications or commonly used files. So if you jump onto the next tab, you will see local server. The local server just refers to your server. So if there's anything wrong or if there's any issues with your server, you will see the events with some notifications on the side alerting you what might be the problem. So the local server and all servers currently, they represent just your server. If anything was to go wrong, both of these servers will show the same error message or they will just show the same notifications. So for now, let's jump into local server so that we can configure our server. So you can click either here on the side or you can click configure this local server. Still does the same thing. So remember last time guys, I said give your server a name. So for this tutorial, I'm going to try by all means so that we can explore as many features as we can. So we need to prepare our server in a way that we don't need to start a new server in order for us to continue working. So for this demonstration, I'm going to change the name of the server again. So click on the name of your server and then click change. And then give your server a new name. So this time I'm going to call my server Home DC. So that just means the server name now will be Home Domain Controller. So I'm going to be installing a domain eventually on this server, and I'm going to be joining clients onto this server. So hence the name Home DC. So I'm going to click OK. Then click OK again, close, and then I'm going to click restart later because I don't want to restart the server now. So the name hasn't changed, but if I click on refresh, give it a few minutes. Okay, if it doesn't change, we'll come back to it. Below the computer name, you will see a workgroup. Because we're going to be creating a domain, we don't need to change this for now. Below that, you will see Windows Defender Firewall. So normally people have issues with either communication from the server to their clients or else their clients to the server. For testing purposes, I would recommend that you switch this option off. So click on private on and then go to private network, and then you can switch the Defender off. This is only for learning purposes, but I'm going to be working with you guys like professionals. So I'm going to be showing you guys how to allow communication into your server. So for now, let's leave it on. And then below that, you will see remote management. It is enabled. And then on the remote desktop, click the disable button. And then allow remote communication to this computer, because we want to be able to access our server remotely, either on our Windows 10 machines or Windows 11 machines. So click on OK. Click on the button, select users. And then here, I need you guys to add everybody. So I normally just type in every, and then I just check names, and then I click OK. Then it will find the user group, everyone. So I'm going to click on OK, click on apply, click OK again. And now let's try and refresh and see if the name of the server will change. Okay, still on test server. Now below remote desktop connection, you will see NIC teaming. I'm not going to do anything with this for now. Below NIC teaming, you will see Ethernet. Ethernet is where we're going to be setting our IP address of our server to static mode. So we're going to give our server a specific IP address so that we can have continuous and constant communication to our server. If we don't give our server an IP address, that means every time DHCP kicks in, our server will get a new IP address, and now we won't have any communication to our server remotely. So to see my IP address, I'm going to right click on the Windows button, right click, and then click on Run. Once the Run application is open, just type in CMD for command prompt, and then type in ipconfig. This is a switch that is going to help you see what is your current IP address of your server. So click enter. And then as you can see, the current IP address for the server is 192.168.1.152. So I want to give the server a specific IP address. So I'm going to use a ping command to test if the IP address that I want to use is available or not. So type in ping and then press space, then the IP address that you want to test, 192.168.1.100. Okay, so it is taken. Once you see the reply from 192.168.1.100, that means that IP address is being used by another device in your household or at work. Press the up arrow button on your keyboard to bring up your previous ping command, and then let's try again and look for another IP address. So seeing that the 100 is already taken, I'm going to try in 115. Press enter. And then now I'm getting a message that says destination host unreachable. That means currently there is no device that occupies this IP address. So that is going to be the IP address of this server. So let's go back to our server manager, our local server, and then click on the Ethernet IPv4 address assigned by DHCP. Click on it. This will take you to your network connection settings in control panel. So right click on your Ethernet and then click properties. And then click on IPv4. Click on use the following IP address. Open up your command prompt, because most of the information that we need is already here. So our current IP address will be this. And then also we'll have to copy in our subnet mask and also our default gateway as they are. So just pin it to the side. Just gonna move my stuff around so that I can be able to see the IP address. Alright, now I'm going to enter the IP address. I said I'm going to be using 192.168.1.115. And then for my subnet mask, I'm going to take the one that is currently displayed on the command prompt. Press tab, it fills it in for you, or else you can type it in yourself. So go down again and then type in the gateway that you get from your command prompt, 168.168.1.1. Then for your preferred DNS and so forth, these we will attend to them as soon as we start installing new roles on our server. So for now, I'm going to leave them blank. Click on OK. Click OK. Minimize, and then you can close the command prompt. And then let's have a look at other features again before we restart our server. So last updates installed. never. So if you have updates, you can either click on it. This will show you the Windows updates that are waiting for your PC that you can install. So for now, I'm going to install mine. I'm going to click the button install now. And then I'll wait for that to finish up. And then below that, you will see Windows updates. This brings us back to the same menu as we were before from the previous option, where you can get your Windows updates. And basically, this window here just focuses on your Windows updates. So below that, you will see Windows Defender Antivirus. So here, this is for people that are actually trying to test out new softwares, or maybe they are trying to download files that are malicious, but they know they can trust those files. Then if you want to allow such files so that Windows doesn't delete your files by default, because there's a software installed automatically for you, which is the Windows Security. It is an antivirus that is installed for your system, and it will protect you against most viruses. But if you want full protection, you will have to install an antivirus. So if you want to allow certain softwares to pass through your system without being scanned, you will have to shut this option off. So if I click on it, this will take me to the options virus and threat protection settings. If I click on real-time protection off, now my PC will be vulnerable to attacks, and this is not recommended. So for this demonstration, I'm going to be leaving it on. Minimize, and then below that you'll see feedback and diagnose. Below that you'll also see IE enhanced security configurations, time zone. So I live in South Africa. I need to make sure that my time is correct. I'm going to click on the option and then click on change time zone. Then click on the drop down menu, and then I'm going to look for Harare, Pretoria. There we go. And then this should actually change my time to the correct time. So click on OK. And then as you can see, my time is updated. And then click on OK again. And now your server is on time. And then below that, you will see the product ID. The product ID just simply refers to the activation code. This is the code that is used to unlock all the features of the Windows Server. But if you don't have this key, you are allowed to use the server with its full features for 180 days. And then afterwards, you won't be able to do so. You'll need to purchase a new license. For this demonstration, I'm going to be using the server without a product key. Now, below all these options, you will see operating system version, which gives you the version of your Windows Server, which gives you the hardware and also your processor. This is information about your system and also your hardware. So for now, let's just restart our server so that our name change can take place. So I'm going to restart my server, click on power, and then restart. Operating system reconfiguration. Then click on OK. So once your server boots up, then Ctrl-Alt-Delete. Then enter your password. Like I said guys before, once your local server has an error or there's something wrong with your server, or there's a notification on your server, it will be shown on your local server and all servers. If I sort out the 4 services running on the local server that have issues, they will also be sorted out on the all servers tab. So if I click on services, so once you click services, you will be able to see which services stopped while you were restarting your PC. So in this case, if you look on the side, you will see automatic delayed start. So that means this service will start automatically eventually. But if you want to restart the server now, all you have to do is right click on the service and then click start service. And then I'm going to do this for all of them. As you can see, now I only have 1 service remaining. All my services are running. I click OK. Even on all my servers, the services notification is also sorted. So let's go back to local server and test if the name has changed. Now the name is Home DC. Our IP address is also there. And if we click on the remote desktop option, let's see if our changes have remained. Click on select users and everyone is there. So I'm going to click cancel, cancel. And then our time zone is on Harare, which is perfect. Now let's click on all servers. All servers will show you events that are happening on your server, the services, best practices, and also performance together with roles and features. Jump into file and storage services. It is used for sharing files to other clients. So for now guys, I just wanted to show you guys how to just navigate through just this page before we go any further, please make sure that the name of your server is the correct name. As we move on with these tutorials, we will be installing features that rely on the name to remain as is throughout. Make sure to get your name of your server correct from the get-go. And then also make sure that there's an IP address that is set statically for your server so that you can access your server all the time. I will show you how to log into this server remotely. Remember the Windows system that I created? We will be using that system to log into the server remotely and control the server or configure the server from a remote desktop connection point of view. So for now guys, I'm going to leave the video here, and remember guys, if you have any questions, suggestions or any comments, please leave them down on the comment section below and let me know what you think. And then from there guys, let's interact. Let me know what you want me to do next, and I will keep on trying to keep up with the series. And remember guys, each one teach one. See you on the next one.